Most trading indicators are bullshit and don't actually work. They're lagging indicators, they don't show you real-time price data, and they don't actually help you read price action. I've developed what I believe to be the greatest TradingView indicator. Not only is this indicator non-lag, it goes along with every single price action trading strategy. So smart money concepts, ICT, if you're a retail trader like myself, support and resistance, any trading strategy, this can be used as an added confluence. So without further ado, let's jump into the charts and let me show you guys a full walkthrough of the EzOscillator trading indicator. I do want to preface as well, you do not need indicators to become a profitable trader. There are many traders that have become profitable without any indicators whatsoever. But the way I look at it is, why would you not use an indicator if it helps you see things that you couldn't otherwise see without said indicator? So here you can see the EzOscillator V6.2 on my chart here at the bottom. Now, if you guys want this indicator for yourself, make sure to click the first link in the description below. Now, other types of momentum indicators include the MACD, the RSI. The problem with these indicators is that they are lag, they're repaint, and they don't actually help you read price action. What's the point of even having an indicator on your screen if it's lagging? I want to know what price is doing in real time and be able to predict what price is going to do in the near future. That's how you actually trade, right? It's a game of probabilities, statistics, and trying to predict the next move using current price data. So if an indicator is lagging or if an indicator is repaint, then what's the point of using it? Now, the EzOscillator is the only TradingView indicator I know of that has real-time bullish and bearish divergences, which we're going to jump into in just a moment here. Now, on the oscillator, you see we have this gray zone right here, and we have this blue zone down here. These are the overbought and oversold zones. When momentum is approaching this overbought zone, you can start to look for short positions. And when momentum is approaching the oversold zone, you can start to look for long positions. Now, keep in mind, in a bull market, price will be in the overbought zone for quite some time. That's because the momentum is very, very strong in bull markets and very, very weak in bear markets. So the opposite would be true. But this gives you a good indication of, hey, let's start to look for short positions on a lower time frame. We are overbought and we can expect a correction in the near future. Obviously, the same is true for the oversold zone. As momentum is approaching the oversold zone, we can say, hey, let's drop to a lower time frame and start to look for long positions. A bounce is due. Even if the trend is still bearish, we can expect some sort of short-term bounce on a lower time frame. Okay, the next thing we can see here on the oscillator is this very smooth trend ribbon. Okay, so if I jump into the settings, that is going to be the wave trend oscillator. That is this band that you see here going from blue to gray with these little dots here. Now, this is showing, again, the momentum shift. When the wave trend flips from gray to blue, we can expect price to change momentum to the upside. Again, this is in real time. This is non-repaint. So if I were to draw a line here on when momentum shifts, we can see price goes up. Again, the wave trend shifts from bullish to bearish right here. Okay, momentum starts to go down again. These small dots here on your screen, right? These little gray dots in the overbought and these blue dots here in the oversold are the mild buy and sell signals. Now, this will tell you when the wave trend is flipping, when the oscillator is near those overbought and oversold zones. That's why this is called a mild buy and a mild sell. If the wave trend is flipping near this zero level or the midpoint here of this wave trend oscillator, this is not a super high probability trade. Yeah, price might go up a little bit in the short term, but what you really want to look for are those big moves where momentum is at or near these overbought and oversold zones. Now, the same is going to be true for these strong buy and sell dots, okay? This is showing you when the wave trend flips inside of those oversold, in this case, or overbought zones. This is where you can expect those large moves to the upside, especially when you see a bullish divergence, which I'll jump into in 1 second. So you can see here, we get this strong buy signal on the wave trend oscillator. You can see price goes up. Again, we get a mild sell dot right here, right on this candle. Price goes down. Another one, price goes down. A mild buy signal here. Okay, price goes up. A mild buy signal here, right? Price goes up. We also have this volume histogram here. Now, if you want to make this a little bit bigger, you can. So I'm going to make the volume height too. This shows you volume. So I like to use the momentum in confluence with the volume. So what am I talking about? Well, this is a perfect example right here, okay? I can see on Bitcoin on the daily time frame, we have this support level. We've rejected from this level multiple times in the past, and I can see here, as we get that buy dot, we can see that volume is decreasing, okay? The selling pressure is decreasing as we get that buy dot on the oscillator. And on this candle here, the volume flips to bullish. So at around this level, I'd be looking to take long positions because not only is the momentum oversold and we're starting to see a flip in momentum, but we're also seeing that volume start to increase to the upside, telling us that bulls can now be in control. We can start looking for long positions, and obviously we have that key level as confluence as well. Now keep in mind, the volume shift can be a lagging signal. As you can see here, the volume doesn't actually shift bullish until this big blue candle, which in that case, you're going to be kind of late. So what I look for is this decrease in volume. I like to see that selling volume decrease as price is holding this support level. You can see as price is consolidating, the selling volume is decreasing, telling us that we can expect another move to the upside. So I really like to use volume in confluence with momentum. Now, in terms of momentum indicators, that is all you need. You need momentum and you need volume. Everything else is noise. That's why I don't have money flow. That's why I don't have MACD. All these other bullshit lagging indicators that you don't really need. All you need is momentum and volume. That is it. And now for my favorite part of this indicator, which is going to be the real-time bullish and bearish divergences. Now, a divergence is when price and momentum are doing the opposite. So for example, if price is making a lower low or a sweep as momentum is increasing to the upside with that bullish divergence, that tells us that we can expect a shift in momentum to the upside in the near future. So again, let's say I have a blank chart here. I have price making a lower low and I have momentum making a higher low. That is going to be a bullish divergence because price and momentum are doing the opposite. Same would be true for a bearish divergence. As price is making a higher high and momentum is making a lower low, that would be an example of a bearish divergence, telling us that we can expect price and momentum to start to shift in the opposite direction to the downside. Now, the way I use bullish and bearish divergences is at key levels. So I don't use these randomly. I only use them when I have a bias in mind and when price is at a key level, specifically to help me find an entry on a lower time frame. Okay, so I'm on a 5-minute time frame here. You can see these are really good entry confirmations. If we just mark out every single time we get a strong buy signal or a bullish divergence, you'll see that literally in every single scenario, at least on the 5-minute time frame here, we're seeing some sort of reaction, right? Every time we've gotten one of these signals, guys, you can see that price goes up. So if you're a scalper and you want to get a quick move for the day, you want to be utilizing this oscillator. No, I wouldn't recommend using the oscillator alone. You want to use key horizontal levels. You want to use a golden pocket fib. You want to use the strategies that I teach you guys to help enter these trades. This is an example of a Bitcoin long idea that I'd called in real time inside the Pro Discord. Again, this was using my golden pocket strategy. I saw we had a break of structure to the upside. We had a retest of this key horizontal level, right? Lots of price history at this level. And then we got that bullish divergence here as price was at that level. And that would have been my entry trigger, stop loss below the low, targeting this high up here for a 1-to-5 risk to reward ratio. Again, we're not going to be taking these bearish divergences too seriously here on a 5-minute because we understand that the bias is bullish after we saw that break of structure and that we're going to be looking for long positions. Even if we go to a 1 hour, we can see we're getting some bullish divergences as price is at that key level. Price continues to the upside. We see a bearish divergence confirming in real time on this news candle here, and that confirmed the downside for Bitcoin, at least in the short term. We were also at a key level, sweeping this high up here. If I'm just looking at this oscillator objectively here on the 1 hour time frame, we can see that this is a very powerful tool when used in confluence with key levels, when used with bullish and bearish biases. Literally every single time we get a bear div, price goes down, bull div, price goes up. Now, if you guys want a strategy to use this indicator with, I've made multiple videos on this very channel. But the great thing about momentum, as I've already mentioned, is that it doesn't matter what strategy or system you're using. For example, I could be a smart money concepts trader and I could be looking for trade off of a bullish or bearish order block, and I can still use the oscillator on a lower time frame to help me find that entry, just to be another piece of added confluence. Because at the end of the day, your trading strategy doesn't really matter. There are many trading strategies that work. There are many profitable trading strategies. It comes down to following that system, following those rules, and having a set list of confluences that you use. The more confluences that you have, the higher the probability the trade is going to be. That's why I say if you're going to use any indicator at all, use a momentum indicator like the EzOscillator, because this can go along with any set strategy. This isn't a retail trading indicator. This isn't an ICT indicator. This is an all-around trading system that you can use, making your trade setups even more confident. Now, if you guys want to set alerts for when these buy and sell dots and bullish and bearish divergences confirm, which I would highly recommend, by the way, so you're not sitting in front of your computer screen all day, you can come up here to this little alarm clock here and press create alert, set the symbol to whatever symbol you want to set the alert to, and press the condition as oscillator V6.2. Overbought, oversold, when price is at an extreme level, a bullish or bearish divergence in an overbought or oversold zone. In the settings, you can also only show the wave trend divergences in the overbought and oversold zones. This is going to give you the highest probability bullish and bearish divergences only when price is extremely oversold. That's going to be it for the walkthrough of my EzOscillator indicator. Again, if you guys want access to this indicator for yourself, click the first link in the description below. Not only will you get access to this oscillator and the other indicators inside the EzAlgo indicator bundle, you're also going to get access to my personal setups, my personal analysis, pro signals, daily live streams, and so much more. So if that sounds interesting to you, click the first link in the description below. Now, I do want to preface, this is a paid indicator. If you want a free alternative, which I wouldn't recommend, but you can still use, is Fu Manchu Cypher B. This is a knockoff of the market cipher indicator. Now, in my opinion, this is not the best because the divergences are repaint, meaning they're lagged, they don't show in real time. There's also a bunch of other nonsense that I don't think you need. No, my oscillator is very simple. It's only momentum and volume because that's all you need. The name of my brand is Easy Trades. What I'm on here to do is to simplify trading. It doesn't have to be complicated. You don't need to be looking at 1,000 things at once. All you need are key levels, key fibs, momentum, meaning bullish and bearish divergences, and other entry confirmations, which we have in the EzAlgo indicator bundle. But that's it for me. If you guys have enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more trading content, and I'll see you guys